Hello there, this is your self-proclaimed arena connoisseur and welcome back to this arena video. So for today's video, or for this video, we're going to talk about arena once again, and this one is base arena, which means that even the base player can actually use this team comp that I'm using right here. So for today's video, we'll be covering a team that features Phraesto as our frontliner and talk about Phraesto as a unit within this game mode. Okay, so first of all, let's start with running through his kit and why Phraesto is good and why Phraesto is limited in arena. So first of all, we run through the ability. Ultimate, right? Futile Echo allows him to summon an illusion, able to cast all the skills as well as inherit 100% of his stats. And if you have both the illusion and Phraesto positioned at the same row at the start of battle, you will get a 30% damage reduction on both of them, which is super duper good for them to tank up. And we also got the active portion, which allows Phraesto as well as the illusion to deal damage, AoE damage by the way, within 2 tiles, and recover themselves, which allows them to increase their survivability while doing damage at the same time. So this is one ability which makes this unit good and bad at the same time, and I'm going to talk more about that later on with regards to the different maps used. So that's for the ultimate Futile Echo, right? The second skill, Crimson Contract, allows Phraesto and the illusion, right, to give a contract to the ally, place 1 tile behind them, right, reducing the recipient's HP by 6%. So you take 6% of their HP, but you give them some really insane buff, right? If it's behind the main Phraesto, you get a 14% energy recovery speed. Okay, if it's behind the illusion, which is the red color highlighted one, you get a damage reduction upwards to 14%, which is quite big in certain situations. So that is one key part of Phraesto in terms of providing versatility and utility for the team, right? So this ability also allows him to cast an active, which deals additional damage to the enemy, but the more important part in most cases would be the buffing to the ally part. So this is something which you can abuse in terms of switching the illusions with the main body, in terms of putting the units behind the different buffs. For example, sometimes you put Lily May in the energy recovery slot, but sometimes you want to put her in the damage reduction slot to help keep her alive for a little bit longer. And this buff, they are permanent, so as long as you put the unit behind Phraesto, right, they will get the energy regen or the damage reduction on a permanent throughout the battle basis, which is insanely good if you're able to keep all your units alive. And then we have the third skill, Vicious Sting. So this skill allows Phraesto to sting the enemy to deal additional DOT damage as well as minor damage over time. So this is additional damage from Phraesto. This is a skill that is very powerful in Dream Realm, maybe good in arena under certain situation, but most of the time, right, this skill is there for the reduced haste as well as vitality, because there's a lot of healing as well as a lot of shielding going on in arena. So this skill is actually really good in certain situations when your enemy plays the store team, because you reduce their haste, you reduce their vitality, which allows your team to break them more easily. So this skill is not just a damage skill, but more for the debuff portion in the arena side. And right, Hero Focus allows Phraesto to gain a massive physical and magical defense increase for both himself as well as the illusion. Really crazy stuff. And then we have Foggy Whisper, which gives additional control. Once Phraesto's illusion die, right, it will actually cause a massive damage to the enemy that defeats the illusion while stunning them. And then if you have EX15, which is the EX skill level 4, you get to summon another illusion for you to buy more time, for you to do more debuffs as well as damage to the enemy's team. And then, right, if you are in the Caesar Army Supreme Plus side, you get this Supreme Plus skill. You get this additional 570% attack shield at the start of battle if you have them positioned in the same row. So one of the most important part to make this unit insanely tanky is to position this unit in the same row for most of the battles itself, right? So this gives the unit a massive damage reduction, 30%, as well as a massive shield at the start of battle, which further amplifies the tankability. But in the arena side of things, there are a few maps which I think this is quite a negative point for Phraesto, because for example, if you use Arena 2 right here, there isn't really a lot of positions you can position your Phraesto such that both of them get this buff. If you position your unit like this, right, you will sort of block out some units in terms of the positioning and stuff, at least on Arena 2. And then on Arena 3, it's even harder for you to get the full buff, because most of the spots that you can actually get Phraesto's full buff is the spots where you can't actually benefit the allies behind them, and it will render you pretty weak to our dear Reina, which is quite common when people are attacking you. So that's why this unit is not exactly very commonly seen, but that doesn't mean that this unit is bad, because even on this map you can still abuse Phraesto for the other parts of his kit, even though he will be a lot better with the 30% damage reduction, which is represented by this shield over here. So the only 2 maps or 3 maps in Arena where I think Phraesto is insanely good, right, is this map over here, where you can fully abuse the shielding ability and get the advantage on the 2 lane of the battlefield, because this way, right, you are able to control 2 lane. But in most of the end game or late game defenses, people are running Arena 3, because this map is the best against Reina to prevent Reina from swapping key targets from your team. But for my team right here on my defense, I'm actually running this map. And for the units of choice, obviously we're going to include Iron, which is one of the most powerful controller and arena unit in the game right now. And then we are putting in our own Lily May to prevent my enemies from using the Iron on their side. Okay, and at the same time, I'm putting Lily May behind the energy regen, because if the opponent's Reina actually swaps out Lily May is actually invincible when she first casts her skill. So this means that yes, she can be debuffed, but she won't be swapped over, because she will reposition back to her original spot, as she starts off with a ballet dance invincibility, and she has this additional energy regen to spam her ultimate to control the enemies from using their skill. And then we have Iron with the damage reduction. So if Iron do get swapped by the opponent's Reina, what happens is my Iron will be able to wreak havoc on the front line while gaining energy faster, because he has additional damage reduction as well as his own shielding as well as dodging to help him survive better. And to top it off, right, we obviously add in Damien. Okay, so Damien is obviously there for the heals and haste for my whole team to do everything faster. And to end things off, I actually put in a Scarletta in the team, because Scarletta is just that powerful. This unit can reverse a lot of battles which are deemed unwinnable by just a simple Iron grouping everyone together and then her slamming her hammer down. So Scarletta is a very game changer unit. So this is my team setup for Phraesto. I have a few replays of this team on defense, which I'm going to showcase later. But for this team itself, if you don't have Scarletta, right, what I can suggest for you guys is you might want to use Hewin as a replacement for the additional healing power, so that you can rely on Phraesto stalling the enemy out, as well as your confining spell trying to stall the enemy out, right? And your Lily May eventually building up so much damage that she can just stretch through the whole enemy team itself. But Scarletta will be the best choice, because Scarletta's late game Messiah power, the stacking of her attacks as well as her ultimate just dealing a lot of damage, as well as her being able to insta-kill, is just insane. So this is my most optimal Phraesto team setup. So this is if you want to use Phraesto. So with regards to the team power level, I'm going to showcase how good this team is with a few replays, and then showcase some offensive runs I have. Okay, so I did a lot of attacks on other people. There's one battle that I lost, but let's go through some of the defense right here. Okay, so we have Conan, pretty stacked up in terms of the account power level right here. So let's take a look at the replay. I think it's still available, so we'll go at one time. Okay, so what happened is people often attempt to switch out one of my units. In this case, it's actually Lily May, as you guys can see. So Lily May doesn't get swapped out because she's invincible at the start of battle due to the ballet ability, which means that yes, she does get the red ring of debuff, but she doesn't get swapped out of position, which means that she can still safely output damage in the backline even if she becomes the target of a Reina swap. Okay, and then like I mentioned earlier, if the enemy actually uses Iron, right, I mean if the enemy actually swaps out Iron behind the damage reduction Phraesto is a lot tankier, which allows Iron to actually survive better and spam his ultimate faster, because now you have more enemies attacking him, and that's why this team works for this very reason. And obviously because generally the units, they are really powerful. And then there's also a few replays of me losing, which I'm just going to show you guys anyway. So these are all defense which I won. So let's see, right? So I have Conan over here which managed to break it. So this same team can win me, but at the same time this same team can also lose against this team setup. Okay, so let's run through this replay. Still available. So this is when he was able to win. So one of the reasons why Phraesto is not commonly used, like I mentioned earlier, is because of the map restriction. Another reason is because of Reina, because Phraesto actually clogs up the whole map which means that your units will become more vulnerable to Reyna swap, and it also gives your enemy a chance to buff out some of their strongest units by giving that ring on their carries or semi-carry, for example Shakir in this case. So Shakir with the purple ring has massive damage reduction, and then this allowed him to survive all the way to the end for his Galita to descend and then slam me to the Oblivion, as you guys can see right here. So this is one of the reasons why Phraesto is not commonly used, because on defense people can abuse the fact that they can just swap out either your illusions or other units, because most common defense right now, I'm just going to go into offense to show you guys. So most common defense right now, let's say we go to Conan right here, most of the time people are running the map tree right here because of Reyna swaps. And then right, if we do some refresh over here, let's do some refresh, and then let's go to Sage here. So Sage is my guildie, right? Map tree as well. So most people are using map tree to prevent the Reyna swap, because Reyna is actually really powerful. Wake here as well. So Wake here is running the Lilime com. So this one, let's say if now we have this, right, like you can actually swap out any unit with Reyna and then just abuse the buff on Reyna to do a lot of stuff. So for example, right here, okay, we're gonna take Wake for example. Okay, I'm sorry Wake, but we're gonna use you as a testimony. Okay, so now we're gonna swap in Shakir so that Shakir can get sniped out by us, and then we're gonna use our wildest full combo burst to just burst our enemy quickly. Okay, then we put in a Damien right here, and we put, for example, the enlightening spell. So one of the reasons why Phraesto is not used is because if you have Phraesto in the team, chances are you have a unit which Reyna can swap, which means that one of your enemy's unit will actually get a buff, which could be detrimental for your team. And I'm going to showcase it in this one. Okay, so that's why in most people's defense they use map tree, which means that you know, you can't really use Phraesto to the full potential on those maps, because Phraesto is just not really good on map tree. So that's one of the reasons you don't see a lot of Phraesto. And people who uses Phraesto are usually people who are willing to test things out. And sometimes Phraesto performs really well, but other times if your enemies are just a little bit stronger, they can abuse the fact of Reyna to just bully you out of the match itself. Yeah, so right here, as you guys can see, so we swap over Shakir, and then we managed to bring Shakir down quickly, and that's where we are able to prevent Shakir from doing anything and then snipe my enemy down, right? So this is one showcase, one of the Reyna showcase. But next, let's showcase 2 more matches with Phraesto. So I'm going to challenge a few players which I think can actually match up to my power level. So let's take on this guy. Okay, we're going to put one Phraesto here. Okay, so for this one, what I'm going to do, okay, so for this map, right, if I want to get Phraesto shield, for example, I need to position Phraesto as such or position Phraesto as such, which means that I can't actually get the second skill buff, which is why, like, yeah, Phraesto is actually not so good for this match specifically. But for this match, right, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just give the buff to my unit. I'm gonna ignore the damage reduction on Phraesto. Okay, maybe not. What I can do is this. I can give the massive reduction to Phraesto, and right, still give the massive buff to one of my units like this. What I can do is this. Okay, then we're gonna put Lilime right here. So Lilime will start jumping, but at the same time, when Lilime start jumping, my Phraesto will be able to move out, or the illusion will be able to move out. And then from there, okay, we're gonna do this. I want to give Scalita because the enemy has a Scalita, so I want my Scalita to be able to spam the skills more. Actually, Iron spam the skill more is actually not bad. Okay, let's put it this way. We're gonna block out the unit from running to a torrent here. So Phraesto actually results in a lot of position stress, I think. Yeah, okay, so let's do this. Okay, so we have Phraesto with the massive damage reduction. We're gonna go at 1 time. Okay, disable Iron at the start of battle. So the reason why you want to use Lilime is to prevent Iron from using the ultimate at the start of battle. So it's an anti-Iron tool. Okay, my Iron actually gets blocked out. So that's another reason why Phraesto is not so good for map 3. Because like you have so many bodies on the battlefield, then your melee units can't actually move freely as they want. Okay, so Lilime uses a skill. So this is one thing that I'm scared of. Scalita's hammering everyone in the middle. Okay, so we cancel out Hewin's heal. Hopefully we can burst down some unit before they're able to do anything. Okay, we managed to burst down Scalita right here. Amazing stuff. Okay, so that's that. Okay, nice. So this is Phraesto with the damage reduction. So let's take on maybe 2 more players to just showcase like the different ways you can use him or the different positionings you can use him in. So let's take on Conan, I think. Conan's going to be challenging because there's a barrel. But barrel's countered by Phraesto to a certain extent if I can find him, obviously. Yeah, Conan. Okay, let's take on Conan here. So, okay, yeah, same thing. We're gonna block out units from running to the right side. But at the same time, yeah, my iron's gonna be blocked. My iron's gonna be blocked, unfortunately. Tell what. We do a Phraesto. I mean, we could do this, but you'll clump us up here. Okay, I tell you what, we're gonna do this. Okay, we're gonna do this, and then we do this. Okay, we're gonna put Lily May at the back to keep her safe. And the reason why we are running Confining Spell is because Confining Spell will buy us enough time for Skalita to descend. But if you want to burst the enemy quickly, for example, if you don't want to use Skalita, right, what you can use is you can do this, and then you put Arden over here, and then use Enlightening Spell. So this is what I'm gonna do. Okay, so let's give this a try. Might be able to win, might not be able to win, but we shall see the results. Okay, so this gives my Iron the control immunity to opponent confining spell, for those of you guys who do not know. And then from there, I'm able to try to burst the enemy down because I have energy regen on Lily May for her to spam her ultimate to prevent my enemies from doing anything. Okay, so I think the Healing's ultimate is going to come out, and then my Lily May is going to cancel that, so my enemy don't have the heal on Lily May. I mean, don't have the heal on the team. And because my Lily... Oh shit, the torrent just smacked me down. Oops. The torrent just smacked me down. Okay, so this is one of the issue with Phraesto as well, because Phraesto is not exactly like the best unit against... Oh shit. Okay, I'm gonna get snapped down by Healing's heal. Oh, whoa, Lily May carry us. Oh, that increased energy regen just carried us there. Insane. Okay, I thought I was gonna lose to that torrent ultimate. So another reason why Phraesto is not used a lot is because torrent is also insanely powerful in arena. Because torrent is insanely powerful in protecting one of your allies, which is most of the time a very important unit. And secondly, the ultimate damage that torrent can do. So that is also one of the reasons why Phraesto is not popular. And the very last reason why Phraesto is not popular is because Phraesto is quite expensive unit. It's a Celestial Hypogean, and you have a whole bunch of good Celestial Hypogean, so people usually don't prioritize the tank. But in the next few days before the Waves of Intrigue season, I'll do a coverage for all the different Celestial Hypogean unit to talk about why Phraesto is actually insanely valuable. But you guys can see right here, right? Skalita Hammer plus Torrent Ultimate is just not friendly for the most melee units, so that's why my whole team got wiped except for Lily May. But for this match itself, right, I will say that energy regen on Lily May actually allowed me to win with Lily May, because now Lily May is able to spam her ultimate more, so she's able to go into the inbound state more. And next, let's challenge one more guy before we end off this video. So just gonna spend 20 diamonds for you guys. Okay, so do remember to like and subscribe. We're gonna take on Tinker, which is my guildmate, right? The Tinker's running the no iron variant. Okay, I guess I'm just gonna use the same team against him and then give it a try. So this way, my Phraesto doesn't have that 30% damage reduction, but it's fine. Yeah, we just want the buff on our other units, and then we want that step buff on the whole team itself. So we cancelled Torrent's ultimate. Good. So I think we can survive a little bit better, or we can burst our enemy before they're able to do anything. And then hopefully we kill. Yes, we kill Human before they are able to do anything. Okay, nice. And then we cast the ultimate. So now, be it Torrent or Skalita, he's not able to cast the ultimate, and then we can prevent any counter kill coming from the enemy's team. Okay, nice. Okay, so we won this as well. Really nice stuff right there. So this team definitely works in terms of countering some of the meta teams. So in case you guys haven't realized, the meta team is one consisting of Skalita as well as Lily May as well as Iron in the mix. But yeah, this is the strongest team option that I have for Phraesto right now. Both good on offense and defense, and I'll say that the playstyle is flexible because depending on how your enemies position their units, depending on what teams they're using, you can swap around the buff respectively, and you can change out out the artifacts based on what you need. Sometimes I think to a certain extent, right, for the blazing spell, it actually works as well, because the massive step boost just allows your whole team to survive better. And then with Lily May as well as Iron, you're able to snipe off people when you combine with the additional damage coming out from the fireball itself. So that's something that you guys can try. But that's pretty much it for this video, my best Phraesto team showcase, and thank you very much for watching. Do remember to like and subscribe to see more. See you guys again in my next video. Bye guys.